Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about a letter to God, top 40 questions, that means 40 MCQ questions. ତାହେଲେ ଚାଲ start କରିବା ପିଲାମାନେ ଦେଖ ପ୍ରଥମ ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ when big drops of rain began to fall Lencho went out to irrigate his land, feel the pleasure of the rain on his body, repair his thatched out, bring his kettle inside the shed. The correct answer is feel the pleasure of the rain on his body. Next question. In his second letter, Lencho requested God to send him pesos. Second letter रे Lencho God ପାଖକୁ କେତେ ଟଙ୍କା ପଠାଇବା ପାଇଁ ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ ପଠେଇଥିଲା 100 70 pesos 100 pesos 30 pesos 40 pieces. Answer ଦିଅ easy question. ଏଟା ଟିକେ टेक्निकल क्वेश्चन टा उत्तर हो पिला 30 कारण 70 pesos ऑलरेडी से पाई सारची से मागितला 100 टंका 100 pesos किंतु लेटर रे आसला 70 pesos तो सेकंड लेटर रे बळका pesos को मागितला से बळका माने केते pesos 30 pieces. ओके नेक्स्ट द पोस्ट मास्टर वाज ए thin cheerful fat kind fat amiable thin amiable. तो आंसर कोन हो आंसर हो पिला माने fat amiable. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखिबा Lencho wrote a letter to God at daybreak on Sunday, at daybreak a day after hailstorm, on the very night after the hailstorm, on the following Sunday afternoon. Answer दियो उत्तर हो at daybreak on Sunday. Next question. The letter from God was delivered to Lencho the next day, the following Sunday, in a week's time, a couple of days later. उत्तर दियो उत्तर हो पिला माने the following Sunday. Next question. Lencho was a of a man, a lion, an ox, a horse, an ass. Easy question. And the answer is an ox. In his second to God, second letter, second letter, okay, second letter to God, Lencho showered days on the post office employees, abuses, insult, accusation, all the above. पोस्ट ऑफिस रा एम्प्लॉय माननकु से किभଳି गाली कला कोन कहि कि अब्यूज करचोंदी इंसल्ट करचोंदी एक्यूजेशन करचोंदी ऑल द अबव उत्तर कोन हबो ऑल द अबव. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन द postmaster was full of praise for Lencho for his days, starting off a correspondence with God, abiding faith in God, thinking only of one hope, the help of God, all the above. तीन जाग हबो all the above. Next question देखिबा Lencho wrote the second letter to God thanking him for his help, asking him to send him 30 pesos, expressing his deep sense of gratitude to him, asking him to write to him soon. Second letter काहे लिखितला asking him to send him 30 pesos अर्थात रेस्ट अमाउंट पठाया ପାଇଁ जो लिखितला second letter. Next question. The post office employees were a bunch of remarked Lencho. Bunch of उत्तर हबो crooks. Next question देखिबा The boys ran out to collect the frozen gems, emeralds, pearls, rubles. उत्तर दियो उत्तर हो ने pearls. Next question देखिबा Lencho exclaimed that the raindrops were like new coins, 10 cent pieces, 5 cent pieces, all the above. एगुड़िक मध्य coin जाक हला 5 cent 10 cent एजा कोन जाक coin तो से coin भले देखा जातला ताकू एनु उत्तर हो all the above. Next question. To answer Lencho's letter, the postmaster needed goodwill, ink and paper, the money Lencho had asked for, all the above. Lencho letter को आंसर देबा से कोन कला तार भल चिंताधारा थिला इंक पेपर तो आवश्यक थिला लिखिबो ना चिठी आ मनी मध्ये आवश्यक थिला जोडा कि से पचार थिला जहा पई से रिक्वेस्ट करथिला त उत्तर हो पिला ऑल द अबव. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन When the postmaster handed the letter to Lencho, the postmaster looked on being annoyed, contentedly, thankfully. उत्तर हो पिला contentedly. ठीक अछि. The postmaster stuck to his resolution. Here the resolution means kono. He is starting up a correspondence with Lencho, not seeking Lencho's abiding faith in God, sending Lencho the money he had asked for, raising money for charity. उत्तर हबो not seeking Lencho's abiding faith in God. Resolution no meaning. Lencho started writing in his second letter to God with much wrinkling of his dress, forehead, brow, eyebrow, all the above. କଣ ହବ ଉତ୍ତର? ଉତ୍ତର ହବ ପିଲାମାନେ all the above. ବହିରେ ଦେଇଛି ବ୍ରୋ, ବ୍ରୋର ଅର୍ଥ ପିଲାମାନେ ହଉଛି ଆଇବ୍ରୋ। ଏ ବ୍ରୋଟା କୋଉଠି ଅଛି? ଫୋरहेଡରେ ଅଛି, ଅର୍ଥାତ ବ୍ରୋକୁ ଯଦି ସେ ଏମିତି ରିଙ୍କଲ କରୁଛି ତାହେଲେ ଫୋरहेଡଟା ମଧ୍ୟ ତାର ଯୋଉ କପାଳଟା ମଧ୍ୟ ହବ ନା ନାହିଁ? ଉତ୍ତର ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଏଇଟା ହେବା କଥା, କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି ତିନିଟି ଯାକର ଅର୍ଥ ସେମ୍ ହେଇଯାଉଛି, ତେଣୁ ଅଲ୍ ଦ ଏବଭ୍ ହବ ହେଲା। ଏମିତି କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ସେ ପଚାରିବନି, ଯଦି ବା ପଚାରେ ବ୍ରୋ କରିବ ହେଲା। When the postmaster saw Lencho's letter to God, he dash, broke out laughing, turned seriously, felt great surprise and admiration, all the above. ତିନିଟି ଯାକ ବ୍ରୋକ୍ ଆଉଟ୍ ଲଫିଂ, ଟର୍ନ ସିରିୟସ୍ ହେଇଗଲା, ତାପରେ ଗ୍ରେଟ୍ ସରପ୍ରାଇଜ ଆଉ ଆଡମିରେସନ ସେ ହେଇଗଲା କିଏ? ସେ ପୋଷ୍ଟମାଷ୍ଟରଟି, ତେଣୁ ଅଲ୍ ଦ ଏବଭ୍ ହବ ଉତ୍ତର। ନେକ୍ସଟ, ହ୍ୱାଟ ୱାଜ ଲେଞ୍ଚୋସ୍ cornfield like? It was filled with dash, ripe corn and flowers, crown corn ଏଟା ହେଲା, glowing abundantly, plants growing very thickly and well, wild prolific plant, କଣ ହବ କୁହ? ripe corn and flowers, ଠିକ ଅଛି। Throughout the morning, Lencho had been dash, grossly busy working in his cornfield, anxiously waiting for a good shower of rain, looking at the sky towards the northeast. ତାପରେ busy pulling out weeds. ଉତ୍ତର ପିଲାନେ looking at the sky towards the northeast. How was Lencho's family engaged on that fateful day? The fateful day ରେ କେମିତି engage ଥିଲେ ସେମାନେ, କଣ କରୁଥିଲେ? Lencho's wife was busy preparing supper, ହେଲା। The older boys were working in the field. The smaller children were playing near the house. ଉତ୍ତର ହବ ପିଲାମାନେ କଣ? ତିନିଟି ଯାକ all the above. Throughout the morning, Lencho looked at the sky towards the northeast. After the hailstorm, Lencho field of ripe corn become as if covered with dash, flake of snow, ice, salt, a cotton of hailstones. କୋଉ ଭଳିଆ ଦେଖା ଯାଉଥିଲା? ଧଳା ଯାଇଥିଲା, ଲୁଣ ବିଛିଲା ଭଳିଆ ଜଣା ପଡୁଥିଲା, salt was. The outcome of widespread devastation caused by the hailstorm was the dash 23. The trees became leafless, ପତ୍ର ଶୂନ୍ୟ ହେଇଗଲା ଗଛ। The corn was totally ପୁରା କ୍ଷତ ପହଞ୍ଚିଗଲା, ନଷ୍ଟ ହେଇଗଲା। The flowers were gone from the plants, plant ରେ ଯାହା ବି flowers ଥିଲା ସବୁ ଯାକ କୁଆଡେ ଉଡିଗଲେ, ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟା ଉତ୍ତର ହବ କଣ ପିଲା? ତିନିଟି ଯାକ all the above. The Lenchos passionately entreated God to send him 100 pesos so that he could feed his family, ତା family କୁ ଚଳେଇ ପାରିବ, sow his field again, ତାର ଯୋଉ ଜମିରେ ପୁଣି ଥରେ ବୁଣି ପାରିବ, live until the crops comes, ଯୋଉ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଶସ୍ୟ ଆସିନି ସେ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ବଞ୍ଚି ପାରିବ, all the above. ଉତ୍ତର କଣ ହବ? ଜଣା ପଡିଯାଉଛି, ଉତ୍ତର ହବ all the above. The postmaster broke out of laughing and then turned serious when he saw the letter addressed to God, opened the letter, tapped the letter on his desk, realized that the correspondent had such firm faith in God. उत्तर पिलाने कौन हम? उत्तर हम रियलाइज, जो सी रियलाइज कला जे तार एते विश्वास अछि भगवान प्रति। स्टार्टिंग ए correspondence with God, that underlined word means dash. correspondence रो अर्थ एठारे कौन? Close connection or relationship between two things, exchange of letters, letters in general, agreement. उत्तर पिलान exchange of letters, okay. The postmaster decided to answer the letter dash in order not to shake the Lencho's faith in God, to help the correspondent, to amuse himself, to play a joke. उत्तर कौन हम को? उत्तर हम in order to not shake the Lencho's faith in you, भगवानଙ୍କର जो विश्वास तार अछि ताकू केमती कायम रखिया पई, तार केमती से विश्वासटा भांगी न जाऊ, सेति पई से आंसर दे लेटर। The reply to Lencho's letter needed dash, goodwill, an act of charity, ink and paper, none of the above. तो टंका देले से को रूप रे देले? उत्तर हो पिला माने an act of charity. Next question. The postmaster experienced contentment. The underlined word means dash. Contentment रो अर्थ कौन? Regret, unrest, dissatisfaction, gratification. उत्तर हब gratification. On seeing the money, Lencho showed dash, great satisfaction, not the slightest surprise, passionate resentment, great surprise. On seeing the money, Lencho showed not the slightest surprise. Lencho's house was solitary one dash, on the top of, at the foot of a hill, on the hillside, on the top of a hillock in a small hillside village. Uttar on the top of a hillock. Lencho wrote the second letter to God dash, asking him to send him the money he had asked for, asking him not to send the money to his to him through the mail, accusing the post office employee as a bunch of crooks. It have all the above. Lencho wrote the second letter at the post office with much wrinkling of his brow because he made effort to express his idea. He had grown much older. He could not see properly while writing. None of the above. Uttara bola he made effort to express his idea. When Lencho counted the money inside the letter from God, he felt terribly angry that God cannot have made mistake, that God could not have denied him what he had requested. All the above. ଏଟା ତିନିଟି ଯା ପିଲା ନା ହବ ହେଲା ରାଗିଗଲା ପ୍ରଥମେ ତାପରେ ଗଡ୍ ଏଭଳି ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ କରିପାରିବନି ବୋଲି ଭାବିଲା ଗଡ୍ କେବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ତା ରିକ୍ୱେଷ୍ଟ କେବେ ମଧ୍ୟ ଡିନାଇ ମନା କରିପାରିବନି ବୋଲି ମଧ୍ୟ ଭାବିଲା ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ The field of ripe corn was dotted with flowers. Here dotted with means dash. Dotted with ର meaning ଏଠାରେ କ'ଣ? Marked as though with dots cutted over its surface having several things on something. All the above. କ'ଣ ହବ? All the above ହବ ହେଲା The night after hailstorm was sorrowful because all Lencho's work had been in vain. The thought of going hungry that year worried everybody. There was no one to help them. All the above. ତାର ଯେତିକି ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିଥିଲା ସବୁ ବୃଥାରେ ପଳେଇଲା ଦ ଥଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ଗୋଇଂ ହଙ୍ଗରି ମାନେ ଭୋକିଲା ରହିବାର ଯୋଉ ବର୍ଷ ସାରା ଭୋକିଲା ରହିବାର ଚିନ୍ତା ତାଙ୍କୁ ଘାରିଲା ଦେର ୱାଜ ନୋ ୱାନ୍ ଟୁ ହେଲ୍ପ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିବାକୁ କେହି ନଥିଲା ଉତ୍ତର ସେଣୁ ତିନିଟି ଜାଗା ହବ ଅଲ୍ ଦ ଏବଭ୍ ନେକ୍ସଟ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ବିଗ୍ ହବ ଏଟା ହେଲା Big drops of rain began to fall dash when Lencho was having his meal, when Lencho's wife called him, when Lencho's older sons were working in the field, when Lencho's smaller sons were playing. ଉତ୍ତର ହବ when Lencho was having his meal ଯେତେବେଳେ ଖାଉଥିଲେ The field of ripe corn with its flowers looked dash like a green garden, like a grove, like a green field, a curtain of covered rain. उत्तर हब a curtain of covered rain. The hailstorm continued for days. An hour हब हला घंटा धरी चलला. In his first letter to God, Lencho had begged God to send him days 30 pesos, 70 pesos, 100 pesos, 60 pesos. କେତେ ଟଙ୍କା ସେ ମାଗିଥିଲା 100 ଟଙ୍କା ମାଗିଥିଲା ହେଲା ଏଭଳି ଆମେ 640 क्वेश्चन ର आंसर ଆମେ କଲେ ଯଦି କ'ଣ ଡାଉଟ୍ ଥାଏ କିମ୍ବା ଭୁଲ ଥାଏ ତାହେଲେ କମେଣ୍ଟ ବକ୍ସରେ ଲେଖି ଜଣାଇବେ ଓକେ थैंक यू